I had dedicated 15 years of my life to that company. 15 years of early mornings, late nights, missed birthdays, and countless sacrifices. I had built my reputation, mentored younger colleagues, and believed in the vision of the company with a loyalty I thought was rare. I had even convinced myself that my hard work would be recognized, that merit and dedication would outweigh favoritism and nepotism. When I finally felt ready, confident that I deserved the promotion I had been chasing for years, I requested a meeting with the head of the department. Her father, the man who wielded power like a scepter over the entire office. I expected a fair evaluation, maybe a hint of hesitation, but not outright dismissal. After 15 years, I'm confident I've earned this, I told him calmly. He looked at me, his expression unreadable. The pause felt eternal. Then came the words I'd feared but never imagined would be so sharp, so precise in their cruelty. "You're not qualified," he said. The words hit like a physical blow. 15 years reduced to a single sentence, a judgment that ignored everything I had accomplished. My mind went blank, my chest tightened, and for a moment, I felt something break inside me. But I didn't show it. I smiled politely, nodded, thanked him for his time, and left. I got in my car and drove home, pretending to myself that I had control over the storm raging in my chest. I didn't cry that night. I didn't rage. I sat in silence, replaying every moment, every project, every late night. I wondered how someone could be so blind, or so cruel, to dismiss not just a career but a person. And then I remembered Anna, my wife. I had always believed she was different, that she was supportive, that she shared my values. But in those 4 days following that meeting, I began to see cracks I had ignored for years. She was distant. Her smiles were slower, her laughter forced. She had excuses for everything. Why dinner wasn't ready, why she couldn't join me on walks, why she had to spend hours at study groups. I tried to shake the unease, to chalk it up to stress or coincidence. But deep down, a quiet suspicion began to grow. For days after the meeting, I returned home early, hoping to surprise her, to reconnect, to find solace in the familiarity of our home. What I found instead shattered me in ways I never anticipated. Anna's phone buzzed on the counter. I picked it up, curiosity and dread mingling and froze. Messages, explicit and intimate, from someone I never expected. My own brother-in-law. I couldn't move. My heart raced, my stomach churned. Everything I had believed about love, loyalty, and trust felt like a lie. I read through the messages. Secret meetings, whispered confessions, stolen moments while I thought I was building our life together. Every sacrifice, every effort, every sleepless night seemed to mock me. She walked and then, her expression startled. Not shame, not fear, but irritation. "Why are you looking at my phone?" she demanded, as if my discovery were the crime. I didn't answer. Words failed me. I felt the room shrink around me, the walls pressing down with betrayal so thick I could taste it. And then, the cruelest part, her father, the same man who had denied me the promotion, was complicit. He had always seen me as inadequate, unworthy of his daughter, unworthy of success. And now in my personal life, the same judgment had been realized. They had conspired, subtly weaving a web of deceit around me while I poured my life into supporting both his business and her education. I left the house that night, the cold air biting against my skin, and drove without direction, my mind replaying years of effort, loyalty, and love, all for nothing. I felt rage, yes, but also clarity. I had been blind to the manipulations, blind to the people I had trusted, blind to betrayal that had been unfolding quietly for years. The following days were a blur of confrontation, revelations, and heartbreak. I realized that my loyalty had been weaponized against me, that my love had been taken for granted, and that I had been living in a narrative written by others who cared nothing for my dignity. But amidst the wreckage, I found something unexpected. I found the strength to step away, to reclaim my life, my career, and my self-respect. I reported the affairs, sought legal advice, and began the process of untangling myself from people who had manipulated me for years. The pain of betrayal never truly disappears, but it sharpens a mind, steels a heart, and forces you to recognize what you truly deserve. I had been denied promotion by a father-in-law and betrayed by a wife, But in losing them, I found clarity, independence, and a resolve to rebuild a life free from manipulation and deceit. Driving away that night, I realized something profound. Betrayal is a teacher. It strips away illusions, exposes hidden truths, and forces growth. And while their actions had tried to diminish me, all they succeeded in doing was lighting a fire that would never go out. I smiled again that night, not in submission, not in sorrow, but in quiet, resolute understanding. They may have tried to break me, but I had learned the most important lesson. Loyalty and love are powerful, but they must be earned, respected, and reciprocated. Anything less is not worth surrendering your dignity for. And with that, I began again.